Hello everyone, this is Dion. I hope everyone is doing well. And today, as you see before you, you are looking at the Beechcraft Baron 58 by Carenado. This airplane was released here recently as of the 20th of April of 2019, and I've had some loyalty points saved up. And how the xplane.org store works is that after you buy airplanes, for a regular fee, and then for those of you who don't know, then you build up loyalty points if the product you're buying supports the program, and then you're able to buy things, basically buy things for free. In effect, it's just the way for the org store to give back to your patronage, spending money in their store. So I picked up the Baron 58 by Carenado, and I got it for free. But because of the limitations of the model is good. It flies just fine. Everything else without it, but because of the recent also recently with the introduction of the King Air 350 staying in the same company family, the Beechcraft King Air 350 by Airfoil Labs. Now, me personally, I want something more than just getting in an airplane and flying it. I want to be able to have a little bit more a robust product with tie down systems, fuel trucks, you name it, just to bring that immersion factor up, that role playing factor up. And in order for you to get that with the Baron 58, well, first off, let me jump over here and say here you can pick it up at the xplane.org store for $29.95. And what really, for me, what really had me buy the airplane was the fact that it had the Reality XP or the Reality XP GTN 750 support. And if it did not have that support right there, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I probably just would have said, okay, fine, whatever, But because it had the Reality XP support, I purchased the plane. Even though it was free, still, even if I wouldn't have had the points, I probably still would have bought the airplane, because the Reality XP GTN 750 is the thing to have for general aviation. And this is a note to all of the aircraft developers who do watch this video. I highly recommend you become a primary thing for you to do to incorporate the Reality expansion or the Reality XP GTN 750 into your airplanes. Because, prime example, this airplane had it, I bought it. If it didn't have it, I wouldn't have bought it, and you would have lost the sale. Simple as that. So I know I'm just one man, but still, it's I'm just one man that has a voice that others would listen to. Also, too, if you notice that the airplane, another selling point with this airplane was the fact that it had the Librarian, I guess, that includes the icing and water effects or rain effects on. Then you have to click, because it's not, Carenado didn't make it. It's by another developer. You can click here, it's free, and you can download it and install it. So they created that Librarian support on their windshield, so you'd have the rain effects, the same as what you would see in the freeware 737-800X that was developed, or that is developed, in constant development. And so those two things right there is why I bought the airplane. If it didn't have those two things, I wouldn't have cared. I wouldn't have bothered with the airplane. So those are the two sales points for me. But also, if you want to be, because of the fact of the experience of the King Air 350 that I've had in my previous video, I wanted something more than just buying an airplane and flying. I went ahead and purchased the Reality expansion pack, which wasn't free. So in effect, the Beechcraft Baron ended up costing me $19.99 if you get right down to it, because of the fact that I bought this instead. So instead of paying $29, I paid $19 for it. The expansion pack really enhances the Beechcraft Baron. It adds a little economy module to Basically, when you fly from destination to destination, you get money, and with that money that you get, you're able to pay for repairs to the airplane, which is a really cool little feature that SimCoders has done with their Reality Expansion Pack products, because it's not just the Baron 58, it's also the Cessna 172 and the other products that they have, and that they are adding that functionality to their other existing products as well over time. So at any rate, so that's the basically the Baron 58 at the store and all the financial part of it. So we'll go ahead and get into the airplane itself. We'll go ahead and do a walk around. So at any rate, so let's go ahead and do our out-of-body experience and come around here. This side's the same as what it looks on the other side, so it's not really getting too dwelling into it. The doors the door handles and stuff work from the inside, but nothing works on the outside. So if I come over here and close the doors, I think this one might work here. No, that's something else. It's seeing something else. Carenado needs to work on having, for role-playing purposes, they need to have hitboxes where we can open and close the doors, and I don't even think there's even a hitbox available here for the for the front. So you actually have to use their menu system in order for you to be able to close and open the doors in certain situations, especially for if you're outside here. If you're outside here, and I can't open these doors, so, which is unfortunate. Now if I go over here to where I'm clipping inside, right there, now I can open it. Sounds are okay. This does not have wing lockers like the Cessna 310L, or for that matter, the King Air 350 does not have wing lockers, which is fine, not a big deal. So we can go ahead and climb on the inside here, and go ahead and close the door here. And like I said, one of the selling points of this airplane was the fact that it had the GTN 750 support. It works just fine, no problems at all. It makes putting in flight plans so much better. And that's why I'm telling developers to put the GTN 750 in every freaking thing you can get, and to Reality XP to be able to come up with some kind of loophole or some kind of arrangement with Garmin to allow us to be able to use our Markgraf subscription to be able to upgrade, or at least have a third-party guy. Hey, I'm reaching out to you programming guys out there. If you guys can be able to do a third-party, intermediary plug-in that would actually divert, getting the data from, or just mimic the data from, or a converter, even better than that, just a converter that would automatically convert Markgraf data, to the Garmin format, and then put it so this thing can actually see it. That would be a huge help. And even if it has to be under the table, I don't really care. To be honest with you, I don't want to. Now you're supporting illegal activity. No, frickin', give us what we as customers want. Is how I look at it as. Give us what we want. I'm willing to pay for it. I'm willing, Garmin, if they would just say, hey, you know what, you got the GTN 750, we'll give you the data for $49 a year or something like that. I would pay the $49 a year to have the update from Garmin, but Garmin wants $900, so here's my middle finger. I'm not going to do it, but there's my middle finger to Garmin on that. Garmin's acting like frickin' Apple, and I hate Apple. But anyway, that's a whole other topic for another day. So anyway, so we're in the airplane right now, and let's go ahead and make happy thoughts. Let's go ahead and make everything good. So let's go ahead and increase everything up right here. And like I say, today we're going to be flying from, let me jump back over here to Sky Vector. Like I say, we're at the Beechcraft's headquarters over here. We're assuming we got our new updated airplane here, and we're going to fly all the way back, this ferry flight. So we're not making any money other than what I get from whatchamacallit, reality expansion pack. We're going to fly all the way to KWJF back to Lancaster, California. Let's see what the clouds look like. What are we going to run into? Okay, we're going to be running into some drama right along in here en route, and that's fine. We'll just deal with it. We're going to be doing 8,500 feet. I found the airplane flies really well at 8,500 feet. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll go ahead and get back into the airplane here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll have to program. We may have to program the GTN. I think I saved it though. So, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. What we really got to do is we got to do a walk around. So let me open that door back open. And we don't need that. Let's go ahead and do the walk around. So this is just formalities right here. There's no action for us to do. Yeah, everything looks sexy. Okay, we got to check the elevator. So let's go ahead and check the elevator. This is the reality expansion pack that we're going through right now, and you can touchy the making sure everything is okay. And we go remove the tie down right there. Sometimes I'm not able to move around, with my views and stuff, which is kind of a bummer. And here you can touch this and touchy. And we got touchy right here. Well, that's looking good. Gas's color is instead of actually doing like you do in the King Air, they just give us a color, and if we had color discoloration in there, then you've got contaminants in the water. I don't know how you would fix it. I've never ran into it where you would have to fix it, so I don't know if there's another menu that pops up that says, hey, you want to fix this, and then you fix it. I don't know. I haven't ran into that situation yet. But it still says the color is blue and 84 gallons, or 84 US gallons, which I got to pump that up. We can go ahead and move the tie down. And it's telling me the tire is looking good. And remove the chocks. I should have hit the parking brake while I was inside. I didn't think about that. Checking the oil. We don't have the the graphic of checking the oil like you do in the King Air 350, but you do have the color of the oil and everything else. And I guess that changes and goes down over time. I've not had the reality expansion pack long enough to be able to interact with it yet. We can go ahead and get rid of the covers. We can't physically, with my mouse do the covers. You have to rely on this, which is fine. And temperature of now if the temperature is hot on the pitos, like after you land, you want the temperature to cool off before you want to put the pitot covers on, obviously, because you would actually burn the pitot cover, the plastic cover, onto the pitot itself, on the pitot tube itself. So that's not a good thing. And then what are we doing here? This is, the front tire. Front tire looks good. And this is closed because we have no interaction, so we assume it's closed and fine. Same with the oil. Everything looks good there. Remove the covers. Everything looks good there. And remove the chocks. Remove the tie down. Everything looks sexy. Fuel's on. This would be the opportunity that you can actually load in fuel and then actually have the cap come off. Have a cap come off and then and actually load the fuel like you do in the King Air 350. That would be epic. I kind of wish Reality XP would do that, or come up with some kind of solution with that, where they would simulate a fuel truck coming up and adding the gallons and having the little thing being able to set your price and add your fuel. That would be pretty cool. Maybe they'll do it someday. Who knows? They have. And you notice that you can see off in a distance there, you can see me moving the aileron. You can see the over here in the corner over here. You can see my mouse moving over here. Watch the watch the yoke when I do that. See, that's pretty cool. I didn't notice that before. That's pretty neat. I like that. See, that's attention to detail, and that's good. And there we are. Our walk around is complete. So we're not going to do a full lengthy. Now we'll go ahead and fill the tanks up full. Now that just cost me $133. It's just me. This is a ferry flight, so it's just me. 225 pounds. Yes, I'm fat. I'm only 5'7", and I'm 225 pounds. Just the way it is. Again, don't care. There we go. So we just cost us money. So if we go over here to the knee board, I believe. No, sorry, not the knee board. It's going to go over here to. Now I don't know if this is really worth it or not, but it says if I do the, I'm gonna go ahead and do the wires. Upgrade the wires to. If I use fine wires, massive fouling more. So I don't know if I just killed myself or not. And then we're doing SAE 30. We're doing 50 right now. It is getting to be summertime, so we're probably going to want the viscosity. We probably want the thicker viscosity oil, so we'll leave it like it is. We'll leave the oil like it is. Current balance is $4,000. Okay, so use the fine wires. Well, now it's going to be in debt because look at that, $2,400. We'll leave the wire. We'll leave that alone. Okay, so we don't have to preheat. It has a preheater. The Reality XP puts behind the airplane a preheater if you're in cold environments, and you can heat up the engine compartment up to be able to start the engines, which is really cool. I like that. And we're all good on our I don't know what connected, disconnected. Action is disconnected. I don't know what that means. So we'll leave that alone. It's all good. Everything's okay, okay. Plugs. Quick fix. Normal price. Let's do normal price. What's normal price do for us? I don't know what it did, but I don't care. Whatever. So we're fine. I think we're fine. I think we're ready to go. So the economy system. So we've got economy records. I was looking to see how much money I got left. I spent fuel and I spent that. So I guess. Oh, here we go. Current balance is $6,000. I guess. I wonder why they put the dollar sign on the back side instead of in the front. Europeans, I bet. I'm not discriminatory. Under maintenance. Oh, I see what this means. Okay. So it's gonna. If I would have done quick fix, then it would have been instant. Then we can fly. But because, yeah, see, 19 minutes left. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to freeze right now, or I'm just going to let it run, but I'm just going to speed this area up, let this get down to 0, and then we'll continue with the review, and then we'll continue with the flight. So I'm going to chill out, and gives me a chance to get me something to drink and everything else. Why this thing is, you get to watch the counter count down, why that's doing its thing. So let me get rid of myself, and I will mute myself, and we'll be back in 19 minutes. Anyway, so I guess we are done now. So I guess we can go ahead and start the airplane, which is good. So let me go ahead and close this off right here. Everything is good, and I got to sneeze again. Sorry. What if I can cut that out? Anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and get started with this thing and make this thing happen. So let me go ahead and get this set up here, and go ahead and turn everything on. Oh, okay. turn those off. We don't need all those on. All the lights are already on. Let's go ahead and start the right engine here. Let's see if the right engine will start on us. I'll give her that. Engine 1 is flooded. We're trying to start engine number 2. Well, if it's flooded, then I'll just go ahead and have it wide open. We'll leave it at 1200 RPM then. See if we can start the engine number 2 now. Oh, you know what? Huh, I'm surprised they even started. That's weird. Alright, well that was an ugly start. Especially when you got brand new spark plugs. But whatever. I'm just going to go with the flow. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this on out. Go ahead and do our flight plan. We'll go ahead and load the flight plan. Oh, we don't have it. Okay, so we're going to make one. Alright, so we are here. We're going to go to ICT. And then from ICT, we're going to hit Victor Airways 73 all the way to Hut, load, and then Victor Airway 10 all the way to LAA. Oop, there it goes. LAA. Alright, then LAA is 210. 210 all the way to Basel. Gotta go to Basel. Now we're in my neck of the woods. And then we hit 12 to Ether. Oops, passed it. Ether. Load. And then, no, then we go over here to KWJF. KWJF Lancaster, and more than likely by the time we get there we are going to do approach, and we'll do 24, and that's going to be ether, load, and we are good to go. We're saying 6,000 feet the whole trip. Maybe. I had 8,500, but hey, you never know. Let's try it. Let's put in 85 and see if it'll accept it. All right. So we are good to go there. Right, wrong, and different. So now we are set and ready to go there. We'll go ahead and put in 8,500 feet. Oops, wrong one. That's interesting. Now the select is every 500 feet, or every 100 feet, which is fine. All right, there we go, 500 or 800 feet. We'll go to 6, but then, hey, if we can go more than that, we'll go more than that. Okay, so we are ready to go. We're full of fuel. Everything is open. We got those open. That's open, on. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and we're still on. We're gonna go ahead and do the parking, or the up to 17 RPM. Right along in there somewhere. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're going. Oh, we don't have. Yeah, we do right here. Okay. Left, right, left, right. Okay. That should settle back out. All right. You're good to go. Okay. Release parking brake. Airport diagram. Looks like we need to go this way. We need to go ahead and pull up our nearest weather. Oops, back. Weather. There we go. And why am I not hearing any sound? Is it not on? Why should we get some audio? All right, let's try COM 2. So what was our frequency? Let's go ahead and hit park for at the moment. 119.45, so let's go ahead and put in 119.45. We'll see if we can get any sound out of this one. Getting nothing. That's interesting. All right. Why is nothing working? Let's try this one. See if none of them are working. Audio panel, split mode, everything is on. Cabin speaker, COM 1. Monitor, mic select, so that's all good. But for some reason, we're not getting any audio. I don't know why. Well, that's okay. If I can't get it from there, I can get it from Sky Vector. And Sky Vector is telling me that our altimeter is 2994. So 2994. So let's get it from Sky Vector. If we're not going to get any audio from them, get it from Sky Vector. Alright, so let's get out of here. Let's get the hell out of here. Got something over there that's causing my frame rates to go to hell. winds are 190 at 15 knots. Oh, there's 190. I just saw it. Of course, now we're going to be beach traffic. November 502 Delta Mike is on runway 19, back taxiing to takeoff, straight out departure. Beach traffic. I think I'm on highway. I'm on runway 19. Let's see if it shows me right here. Yep. You know, I don't even see a, so I guess I would have to back taxi. I don't see a taxi route. So what I'm going to do is, because of the time I'm under the gun here. For one reason, my wife's going to get off in an hour, and two, this is going to be a 6-hour flight. So what I'm going to do is, once we get up to altitude, I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to time lapse everything until we get to landing, and then we'll come back and we'll land this airplane over at KWJF in Lancaster, California, USA. So like I said, overall the airplane is fine. The reality expansion pack helps out quite a bit to justify the purchase of this airplane. You know, I like low and slow airplanes. So was this a good purchase? Yes, it was. Yes, it was free for me partially. But if you have to buy it outright, if you want a low and slow airplane and you want the visibility, that's one thing I like about this airplane. I have a lot of visibility. I can look up, I can look around. Whereas the digital, which is no fault to digital, digital replica at all. It's just that the Cessna 310 Lima, 310L, this just does not have the visibility like the Baron does, at least in the flight simulation world and in these models. That's just the way it is. So anyway, so let's go ahead and take off. We'll get to altitude. We'll go ahead and put on our pitot heats. And pitot heats go on. Windshield heat goes on. We'll go ahead and turn our boost pumps on because we are taking off. Beacon light goes on. Do we have strobe lights? Strobe lights are on, so we are good to go. We'll close the airs. It defaults with these airs open. I don't know why. We don't pull those. If we pull those, then the airplane dies. So we leave those alone. The airplane does not have working breakers, circuit breakers. Spark plugs are fouling because I'm full rich. All right, so let's go ahead and take off and get on our way. So let's hit it. Try to control. Airplane wants to go everywhere. Gear up. Waiting for my pitch trim to come into control. Pitch trim is now in control. Put my pitch trim up to about a ways. Sync my props. There we go. And let's make our turn. And we'll get our autopilot going here. Indicated airspeed at 120 knots. And then once we get up to altitude, excuse me, make sure everything is looking good. need all that boost. We are climbing. We are off. I would like to see Carenado, which I have no confidence that they would ever do it. I would like for them to make this a G1000, the Laminar G1000. I put a challenge to Carenado to make a G1000, and I can confidently say that because I know they're not going to do it. And I'm also, if they do it, then I get what I want, and then so I win-win no matter what. So I know they're not going to do it. I'd like to have a G1000 in this airplane, and then also turbocharged. Like to be able to have a turbocharged version of this airplane. That way I can climb in the flight levels along with air conditioning. And by having those two things, or those things, that would go a long way for this aircraft. And if they have to do this as a digital downloaded content upgrade, like as an expansion pack, and of course, obviously, Reality expansion pack would have to upgrade their stuff as well to accommodate those two criterias, or those criterias. But I'd be willing to pay for it. I have no problem. Then this airplane would be pretty good. They do need to upgrade their, like I say again, their looks. It looks nice here until you start getting into the panel. You can see the screws. You can see the artifacting of various stuff. But you know, I know that's, you know, but that's what you know. That's not that big of a deal as far as the overall operation of the airplane. But that is what Carenado is known for. It is known for their making their airplanes extremely eye-pleasing to look at. So, because we are climbing right now, we're climbing to our first waypoint. I'm going to go ahead and bug myself out, and we're just going to let this airplane go because we got ourselves a nice 6-hour flight ahead of us. And I'll just fast forward it with an audio montage until we get to on final at KWJF. So I definitely appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys in a minute. are back. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a very long flight for me, but we got it done, and so now we're on final here at KWJF here in Lancaster, California, USA. And breaking in this Baron 58 by Carenado, so it's going to work out pretty well. Probably should get some good little money out of the deal. So anyway, we're on final here, and we'll just sit here and just kind of just cruise on down and land this bad boy. Guess I better pay attention what I'm doing, huh? Well, looks like I'm going to float it a little bit. I kind of missed the touchdown marker there. Alright, we got it on the ground, and it was indicator speed, looks like 81 knots, and minus 146. For this airplane, it's a little high. I should be around 100 or so. Turn off that autopilot, okay. Well, at least I'm down on the center line for the most part. So I'll work my way over to my area where that JetBlue sign says over there. That's where I'm going to end up. I really put solo swings in there, but for some reason it just doesn't like. I try to modify the objects file that hangar is, and put my solo swings logo on it, and every time I do that, it just goes gray. The stupid thing. So I just gave up on it. I said, okay, fine, JetBlue, whatever. I'm using their hangar. How's that? Solo Swings is using their hangar for the time being. Basically, until I can figure out how to fix it. In the real world, actually, where we're at KWJF is actually all LA County Fire. This is the LA County Fire area of Lancaster. In the real world, I'll be parking on the east end, but I like having everything over here on the west end. I like having everything over here on the east end because the wind, usually you're taking off at runway 24 most of the time, and because of that, I can, that way I'm just not that far away to taxi to be able to take off. So that's why all of, Solo Swings operations are on the east end of the airport. And you'd think in the real world it'd be the same way, but it's not. It's kind of all over the place. So let me spin this bad boy around here, and we're going to take advantage. I had an idea. Just take advantage of the tow bar feature that comes with the Reality expansion pack. And so we'll use the tow bar to tow it right into the hangar. So let me get this thing situated here and hit the parking brake and do all the shutdown procedure stuff. Excuse me. Got everything, and there it goes. Engines are shutting down. Very good. turn off the alternators and the battery. Finish up turning everything else off. Get rid of the mags. There's actually two ways to shut the airplane down, and that would be to shut off the switches for the mags or do the fuel. I do the fuel so then that way all the fuel is empty out of the gas, out of the line, which could be a bad thing because when you're trying to start it for the next flight, now it's got to pump all that fuel that you just evacuated from the lines. Let me look here and see if there's any quick shutdown procedures, but I'm sure there is. I'm just not seeing it, so it'll probably take too long, so forget it. I'll just go with the flow here. Go with what we got. Go ahead and hop on out. Close the door. Like I said, the airplane is not a bad airplane. It has its flaws. It's just Carenado needs to, make their airplane a little bit better. But they're busy folks over there making airplanes for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, if you read between the lines why I just said that. Okay, now I gotta figure out what the hell I'm doing. Okay, oh that's right, I didn't have the parking brake. Okay, so now it's moving around. Yeah, you use your yoke and you steer with your yoke to move the airplane around, which is really cool. I like that. I don't know how to get rid of the dudes though, because that kind of breaks the immersion right there. You still got two dudes sitting in the cockpit when you're moving the airplane in position. You have to figure that out. But again, it's not a bad airplane at all. It's just, it is what it is. I've already discussed it, but it's not a bad airplane. I recommend it. I recommend it. If you don't have it and you want to get, and you want it really what it boils down to is if you want a piston, twin piston, then I recommend it, that one and a few others, and that sort of thing. So, okay, well, where did I go? Oh, that's what I wanted. So anyway, go ahead and throw my tie downs in and get all those done. There we go. It's all nice and tied down. I wish the sun would be shadowed, because for some reason the sun is still calling through even though we're inside the hangar right now. The shadow should be behind us, and there should be no shadow on the airplane right now, but whatever. Not perfect. I appreciate you guys watching my video. Definitely like, subscribe, and if you feel that I am worthy, I do have donation links, mainly PayPal, in the YouTube channel or in the description down below. So I definitely appreciate you guys watching, and catch you guys next time on another exciting X-Plane Adventures. Bye guys. See ya.